A mother and son have been charged with murder in the case of an Anniston man who disappeared last fall.
The warmest weather so far in 2023 has arrived in East Alabama. We'll have the complete forecast details coming up.
Coming up in sports, lots of local athletes are bringing home some hardware from the track and field state championships. We'll tell you about it in sports. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Good evening, and thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News for Monday, May 8th, 2023. I'm Katie Edwards.
And I'm Mike Stedham. Anniston police have arrested 25-year-old Gavin Snyder and 50-year-old Keither Snyder and charged them with murder in the death of D'Angelo Allen, an Anniston man who was last seen in the 1000 block of Old Coldwater Road on September 21st, 2022. Police say that Gavin Snyder was already being held in the Calhoun County Jail on unrelated charges, and that's where he was served with the papers charging him with murder. Keither Snyder was found by Anniston police and taken into custody without incident. Both are in the county jail now without bond. Detectives have given few details about the case and have not said if they've recovered Allen's remains or determined a motive in this crime. Members of Allen's family went on social media soon after his disappearance, saying they believed that foul play was involved. And Anniston police said they suspected that Allen's disappearance was, in their words, involuntary after he was listed as a missing person. Anniston investigators say they've been working with the 7th Judicial Circuit Major Crimes Unit and the U.S. Marshals Gulf Coast Regional Fugitive Task Force to track down leads in this case. Anyone with information about the case is asked to call Sergeant Jason Hawkins in the Investigative Division at 256-240-4000.
At least 2 local institutions, the Sheriff's Office and Regional Medical Center, are warning the public about scam telephone calls trying to take people's money. Calhoun County Sheriff's deputies said this morning they are receiving multiple reports of scam calls in which someone is pretending to be from that office. Callers are telling people they have a warrant or have missed court. Deputies say that if you receive a call claiming to be from the sheriff's office and want to confirm that the call is phony, hang up and call the office directly at 256-236-6600. Meanwhile, RMC officials say they have been notified of threats being made regarding outstanding medical debts. Hospital officials say that if you receive a call from a collection agency threatening to show up at your house, this is not an agency associated with RMC or Stringfellow. They suggest calling the hospital directly and verifying the account balance instead of talking to the people who call. Thousands of people filled the streets of downtown Anniston Saturday for the Sunny King Criterium and the Noble Street Festival. For the first time, the hours of the 2 events were coordinated so that the races ended about the same time as the festival. Also, for the first time, the majority of the food trucks were lined up on Wilmer Avenue 1 block east of Noble Street to give a larger area for people to sit at tables instead of having to eat while walking around. When we return, we'll tell you about a project that's growing both vegetables and community spirit in Heflin.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
Cleburne County residents who are willing to put in a little work are now getting fresh vegetables and plants thanks to a community garden project that was organized by the county's Extension Office. Boxes of soil are available to anyone who wants to plant some seeds and take care of their crops throughout the summer months. Recently retired County Agent Debbie Matthews says this idea behind the project is to nurture the community spirit while providing fresh food for area residents.
This is a project that began because the City of Heflin wrote a grant that was funded by the RC&D Council. That's the Coosa Valley RC&D Council, Resource and Conservation Development. They are interested in not only plants and environmental issues, but also development of the community. And as you look around today, you'll see people from all over the community who are drawn together by this common purpose of growing vegetables and flowers and herbs. And we have provided a place, or the City of Heflin through this grant has provided these beds that we can use for growing these vegetables, and it's no cost to doing this, but you just have to call Tammy Perry at the City Hall at 463-2290. That's 256-463-2290, and she'll sign you up for this. So that's basically how you do it.
Heflin Mayor Robbie Brown says the grant money has paid for all the necessary supplies, so all residents have to provide are the seeds and labor to grow their crops.
You know, there's a lot of misconception that we're renting these spots. There's not. This is for the citizens. They're free. You just sign up at City Hall, pick your plot out. There's a few rules that go along with it as far as upkeep and things like that. But this is something great for the community because you're able to come out. I've not been out here one evening that we've not had several people out here. The Girl Scouts even helped me plant mine. I mean, so the Girl Scouts have come in and planted theirs. So it's just a community coming together. It's just a time that we're able to fellowship and grow things, and I'm gonna tell you, the master gardeners have done an exceptional job of teaching us how to grow things. And with the rising cost of food prices, I think we're gonna see a lot more people coming out now.
As for what crops are doing well this season, Master Gardener Steve Jones says a wide selection of vegetables is already visible in the boxes.
Well, we see a lot of tomatoes, we see a lot of squash growing. Of course, there's some pollinator flowers. You would not consider that a harvest crop, but I see a lot of peppers and tomatoes and squash and beans so far.
Well, Katie, John Holder told us last week that summertime weather was just around the corner.
He did.
And judging by the humidity and the heat outside today, I would say he was right.
Yes, making good on his promises.
So, John, how much longer can we expect this weather to continue?
Well, Mike, for all intents and purposes, summertime has arrived here in East Alabama. We'll have the complete warm forecast coming up.
Well, my name's Mike Craven, and we recently purchased an open carport, metal carport from a Waldrop manufacturer. I have an extra car. We have a very small home, very small driveway, and I needed somewhere just to park another vehicle, just out of the weather. And I had been told by 2 or 3 friends that knew we had recently remodeled a home that Waldrops were the people that you need to go talk to. I was in that area one day and I thought, hey, I'll just stop in, and I did without calling, and greeted warmly, well taken care of. It was just, really the whole process was just good from day one.
A few morning showers giving way to sunshine and very warm temperatures across East Alabama for your Monday. Temperatures across the board were above average. Last week we were below average for much of the week. This week we're a little bit above average. 84 for the high. You see our average is 80 on this date. The nighttime low this morning, 66 degrees, well above the average nighttime low. You see those record temperatures. We might be flirting with that coming up by the weekend across East Alabama, and the sunset now after 7:30 p.m. Weather on your street, we're going to take you out to Sachs Arrow Avenue. Great neighborhood over there between U.S. Highway 431 and Linlock Lane. Tonight, we'll talk more about this in depth in just a couple of moments, a late night shower possible. And we say late night, we mean in the overnight hours, probably after midnight tonight. It is going to be very warm out in Sachs, about 65 degrees. Tomorrow, we take you to Fairway Drive in Anniston. That's on the backside of the golf course at Anniston Country Club. It's a nice shady street over there, and you might need some shade tomorrow. It's going to be very warm once again. 86 for the high. A few afternoon storms popping up just like a summer afternoon on Fairway Drive in Anniston. And for the rest of the week, if you're out in Weaver, a lot of folks go to Finks Lake during the summertime. That's on Lakewood Drive in Weaver, and summer weather is going to be well underway. We're looking at temperatures in the mid to high 80s, as we said, by the weekend, and you'll see that coming up in our 7-day forecast. We might even touch 90 degrees for the first time this year. Speaking of that 7-day forecast, you see those temperatures not going anywhere. We're 80s all the way through into the weekend. Nighttime lows are going to remain in the 60s all the way through. A pretty good chance of rain tomorrow, about a 50-50 chance of rain, but then only a 20 or 30% chance for the rest of the week into the beginning part of the weekend. It will be one of those deals where there's about a 1 in 5 chance of a pop-up shower. Where they pop up, when they pop up, no one can predict that. Just be aware there could be a pop-up storm, but no big deal. Certainly not a washout. Outdoor activities are on all the way into Mother's Day weekend. And speaking of Mother's Day, it is going to be hot on Sunday for Mother's Day, 90 degrees across East Alabama. Now, we talked about tonight, late tonight, 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., that we could see a few strong storms just to the north of Calhoun and Cleveland County. If you're in places like Marion County over to Winston County, Coleman, north half of Blount, most of Etowah County, and just about all of Cherokee County, there could be a strong thunderstorm late at night. We've got some storms up in Tennessee that are going to slowly drop their way into North Alabama as we make our way into the late night hours. We don't expect a strong storm here, but in Anniston, in Heflin, places like that, we could see a few showers after midnight tonight in the late night hours as a result of those thunderstorms that are going to be dropping down out of Tennessee through the Tennessee Valley and into North and Central Alabama overnight tonight. Just something to be aware of in the late night hours. Track and field state championships, big winners, the Anniston Bulldogs. Chase Robinson has your complete AAN sports right now. Chase?
Thanks, John. The Anniston boys track and field team are once again state champs for the second year in a row. They finished with 81 team points, which put them 27 points ahead of second place Priceville. Down at the Gulf Shores Sportsplex, it was Jaden Lewis who won the 100 and 200 meter dashes for the Bulldogs, as well as Malachi Taylor. He won the triple jump. The Dogs also finished first in the 4x400 and the 4x800 relays to help push them from 8th place all the way to first place. Congratulations to the Anniston Bulldogs on winning back-to-back 4A state championships. There were some other local athletes bringing home hardware in track and field this weekend as well. In Class 1A, Donahoe's Estella Cannell won the high jump as well as the triple jump. In 1A boys, Faith Christian finished 5th in Class 1A. Brady Whitworth won the 400 meter. Carson Limbaugh was the champion for the 3200 meter. The Lions won the 4x800 relay as well. In 3A girls, Ohatchee's Jordan Crook for the second straight year won the javelin throw and finished first in high jump. Piedmont's Ishmael Bethel on the boys' side finished first in the high jump. And Weaver's Keyshawn Allen finished first in the 110 hurdles. And in 4A girls, Madden Khan of White Plains finished first in the 1600 and 3200 meter runs. Jacksonville State has been searching for a new leader for the Gamecock volleyball program, and they found him. Derek Schroeder will take over the indoor and beach volleyball programs for Todd Garvey, who spent 5 seasons leading the Gamecock and resigned in February. Schroeder comes to Jacksonville from Mercer, where he spent the last 6 seasons, and includes 81 wins and back-to-back Southern Conference championships in 2020 and 2021. Prior to being at Mercer, Schroeder was the head coach at Sanford, where he had 169 wins in 8 seasons with SoCon championships in 2011 and 2014. Schroeder brings a 250 and 179 record to the Gamecock volleyball program. ASUN softball tournament begins Wednesday. The ASUN softball tournament is in DeLand, Florida on campus at Stetson. Only 7 of the 14 conference teams make the tournament. Jacksonville State was able to pick up the 3rd seed in the tournament and will play the winner of Stetson and Austin Peay on Wednesday. Moving over to the baseball diamond, the Auburn Tigers became the first team to defeat the #1 team in the country, LSU, in a series this season, and they did so in a run rule, 12-2 yesterday afternoon at Plainsman Park. For Auburn, the first 8 batters reached first base. 6 of them ended up scoring. Auburn pitcher Christian Herberholz and reliever Drew Nelson combined to hold the nation's second highest scoring offense to 2 runs, including just 1 earned on 6 hits with 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. Coach Butch Thompson credits the weekend to the performance of the pitchers.
Keep encouraging them. If you give them tough love and then you give them a chance to circle back around. I thought Alsop did that for us to begin this series, and I thought Drew Nelson did that at the back end of the series. He threw 40 pitches and 30 of them were strikes, 3 pitches for strikes, and did a nice job. And Herberholz, he fought through 5 innings. I thought we were able to take him and Vail right to the end of their outing, and best offense in America could absolutely had just not allowed that to happen, but they were able to both finish their frames, and I thought that was huge to today and yesterday.
Southern Sports Now, 2 days away from being right here on East Alabama Now. We're excited to debut this 10 o'clock Wednesday morning. It will give you a chance to get caught up on everything going on locally, across the state, and nationally in the world of sports. We'll have some local coaches and all the way to national media members as guests. We're going to have a lot of fun. You can watch it on the East Alabama Now Facebook page and YouTube channel. And be sure to comment and interact along with us as we do the show to get your opinions out there. So join me beginning Wednesday, 10 a.m. for Southern Sports Now. That is a look at sports. Let's head back over to Mike and Katie.
Thanks for watching East Alabama Now Local News. If you are one of the many new viewers who found our nightly newscast last week, welcome. We're glad you're here, and we would love for you to share these newscasts and stories on Facebook and YouTube.
Please check back with us every weekday evening around 6:30 on either Facebook or YouTube and get your news here. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave us a comment. We would love to talk to you. We'll see you on Tuesday with your news on your schedule.